So welcome back to our class on computer application packages. We go straight to the third package, which is the use of presentation packages with particular focus on Microsoft PowerPoint. In previous lectures, we've discussed a bit of the overview of application packages, some features in Microsoft Word package, some features in electronic spreadsheets, Microsoft Excel. All right, let's go straight to presentation packages. Have a little discussion about what they have and look at the functions they could or they should be able to carry out. Okay? A presentation package is a software program that contains a text editor and the ability to add charts and graphic images, such as photographs, clip arts, and other objects to make a slideshow for the purpose of communicating visually to an audience. Now, you see many things here that can be done in other packages we've discussed, Microsoft Word and Excel. What makes PowerPoint different is that you want to make a slideshow for the purpose of communicating visually to an audience. Other ones, other software we've discussed can edit text, can add charts, they can add graphic images, they can add photographs, they can add clip arts, they can add other objects, they can add table. So they are not doing anything, presentation packages are not doing anything different in that regard. What makes them different is they make a slideshow for the purpose of communicating visually to an audience. So you want to present to an audience. You want to use visual communication. Visual is means what you can see, what your eyes can see. Visual communication. You want to communicate to an audience. You use slideshow. The idea is that as they see what you are showing them, they can understand what you are doing. They can understand what you are doing and what you are trying to teach them. I'm going to show you examples of that. Okay? But examples of presentation packages are Microsoft PowerPoint, which is the most popular one, OpenOffice, Macromedia Flash, Windows Movie Maker, Harvard Graphic, HPI Draw, WPS Office, Google Slides, and Apple Keynote. And there can even be more. So let me quickly go on and show you an example of a presentation package that has been done before we now go into the functions that they should be able to display. And we are going to use Microsoft PowerPoint as an example today to display those functions. Okay. So let me get down to a particular presentation that I have saved here. Sorry for the break. It's a really long break. All right. This is the way a presentation software looks like. So you have your text written in bold.
This one is Viva Presentation.
Yes, that's the title of the document. Written in bold. If you look at this, this looks like landscape mode, right? There's nothing like portrait in presentation. It's landscape mode. Why? Because that's the one that it can be used to represent big things. As you can see what I did there, I used landscape mode because I want something big, catchy to present an information. So bear in mind that you are presenting this to a large audience and you are dealing mostly with what they can see. So that's the idea of presentation. Passing an information visually through what they can see. Now what you are going to say along with your presentation must match what you are showing on the slide. But what is going to give strength to what you are showing is what the students or the listeners can see. That's the idea of PowerPoint presentation, what they can see. You can see the text here, they are not too big. Oh, sorry, they are not small, they are big actually. This is 44 and this is 32. Alright, 32, 44. Everything here is large because you are trying to make visual impressions in the mind of your listeners. So, and it deals mostly with images. Of course, there are text, but the text are few. The idea of the text is to pass a short information. Bear in mind, presentation packages are not where you write notes. You write a lot of notes on your Microsoft Word packages, your letters and everything. You are not writing notes here because you don't want to bore your listeners with too much notes on the slides. You want little notes as possible, good images, good pictures that will convey the messages you are trying to pass across. Okay, let's look at the features of presentation packages. Features of presentation packages. All presentation packages should be able to carry out the following functions. Number one, creation of slides. They can be used to create a collection of information that can be displayed sequentially. Let's look at this one now. I can create slides here. And look at me, we are going into the features immediately. How do I create slides? I just go, I think should be insert, okay? You can see it. And under insert you have new slide. Okay, you can see where this is. This is the current slide I'm watching here. So if I add a new slide, it's going to add it below the current slide I was watching. So wherever you put your slide, wherever you have your highlights, would determine where the new slide is going to form. So if I want the new slide just after the first one, I'll come to the first one, click on it, make it my major slide or the focus slide. Now I'll press new slide, then it creates a new slide exactly under my focus slide. Alright, so we said all presentation packages should be able to create slides, number one. Number two, all presentation packages should be able to insert pictures. So let's take this little by little. First and foremost, if you look at this is a picture. Alright, this is a picture. All these, they are pictures that were taken. So you take a picture, you are able to paste it on the slide. And that's the idea of a presentation slide. I can remove it from here now, I can put it anywhere I like. If you look at this, you can see that this is actually a picture. All right. They must have ability to hold pictures. They must have ability to hold video and audio. Unfortunately, I don't have video and audio for practice here. But if we did, all I needed to do was to carry the video and to put it on the slide. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's a place for video here. Okay, look at that. Video. Can you see that? And this is audio. Alright, let me see if I can record audio. Alright. This is a presentation class. We are trying to record an audio. And let's see if it works. We'll be happy. Thank you. Okay, can you see that? It is on it already. This is a presentation class. We are trying to record an audio. Can you hear it playing back? Okay, let me see video. Let me see if there's a movie from a file. I think we are going to struggle to find a video. Okay, let's not waste our time. But the same way you can record an audio is the same way you can record a video. So it should have the ability to hold pictures, to hold videos, to hold audios. You should have the ability to hold animations. I think we talked about animations last week, where we said people can draw stuff and they are going to draw so many in sequence like that, such that when you are looking through, when you combine all those photos, it looks as if you are watching a video. But those are actual still pictures that shows gradual movement. That was called animation. Should have ability for a slideshow. Slideshow is that after you have done your slide, you should be able to present it. Okay? Any presentation software that doesn't have ability for slideshow is not a presentation software. Let me see. Okay, this slideshow. Record slideshow. Or, okay, play slide. Can you see that? Right. So what will really happen is that if I'm the lecturer now and you are my listeners, I can just go, okay, you're welcome to a class of HIV and human protein interactions, logical models and perturbations. Introduction. Then I'll say a lot of things. Okay, that's my new slide. Alright. All these things, they are pictures, but they represent something to my listener. These are all protein-protein interaction pathways that exist on the internet. Alright? But the idea is you use pictures to pass messages. Alright? All these things, when I explain them, my listeners already understand. But I don't have to explain them by writing a lot of stuff down, since it's for visual information. Alright, so HIV anti-cell model, I wouldn't go so long into all of this. Let me play the audio we recorded. This is a presentation class. We are trying to record an audio. Let's see if it works. We'll be happy. Thank you. Alright, so you get that. Alright, can play audios, can play animations, can show videos, stuff like this. All I need to show is the pictures. All these lines represent stuff, represent something. Positive interactions, negative interactions. This represents something. So without trying to go into the in-depth of what we've done, what I've done in this particular slide, just know that all these pictures are used to pass particular information. Alright? And you can see when you are presenting stuff on slide, you want colorful pictures which will draw the audience. Okay, you can see this is the same picture. This is the same picture as this, but I've switched some colors off. It makes a meaning to those that I'm talking to. All right, and so let's have the ability to do a slideshow. All right, so I have the ability to create graphics. All right, so I would okay, I think that should be under the design tab. Yeah. Okay, so we are no. I'm not too privy to that yet. I think we'll just jump that one for now. Graphics creation, of course, is something that you should have learned. I think is not for a beginner class. So it's something you should have learned. It's not something so simple, and I'm currently not gonna be doing that on here. All right. Obviously, I need to know better about that. Create organization and other type of charts. All right, so you have to be able to create bar charts, pie charts, and things like that. Let me see on the insert. Okay, you can see charts here. So you can have your data on here, and you can create charts from your data. You can insert tables, you can insert pictures, you can insert screenshots, and etc. Now, let's go into more important discussion, which is let us actually create a presentation package from scratch. So when I open my Microsoft PowerPoint, this is what it gives me. I can actually choose from a template that exists. If I see a template that yes, this is a template. I can choose from those templates, or I can choose to do something new. Let me choose this template. Alright, can you see what it's done? It's created the first page for me with that template. And I asked me to add title. I don't really know what I'm going to create here now. NC Maths presentation. Click to add subtitle. By NCE 2022 2023 set. So I've created a slide here. So if I want a new slide, I'll go to Home, New Slide. Now, look at the template here. It's slightly different from here. Because we've chosen a template pane, the computer have already saved what's going to be the main page and what's going to be the other pages. So this is the main page, and this is what the other pages is going to look like. All right. So let me type. I don't even know what to do now. I don't know what to put in there. Yeah. And I don't have so much pictures on my. I don't have so much. Okay, I think I have pictures. I don't have videos. Let me see. I'm very sorry, we have to start sorting through pictures here. Okay. I think I can use this one. Yes. How to sleep properly. That's my title. And I can start here. I'll just drag that picture and drop it on the PowerPoint page I want. Alright. Drag a second picture. Okay, I have three pictures. I can choose to represent the three pictures on the same page, or I might decide that that may be too much for one page, and I'm deciding it's too much for one page. So I'm going to new slide. Thank you. So the idea is you know how to do things. My title remains How to Sleep Properly. Put my third picture. Alright? So when I'm going to be explaining, I'm going to say, okay, if you want to sleep properly, do not sleep. When you sleep face flat, make sure to put a pillow on your tummy. Alright? So I'm saying it, and you can see what I'm trying to tell you already. So I've passed the complete information through visual and my audio voice. So presentation always goes with visual and audio coming from the lecturer. That's what makes that information complete. It's not complete visually in itself, but it has to include visual compulsory. There's sleeping on your stomach, there's sleeping on your back. Alright, and I think the third one talks about how the best way to sleep on your sides is actually to put a pillow there. Okay, I think this summarizes the three pictures. Alright, yes. Okay. New slide. Let me see what else I could teach you. Yeah. Okay. A lot of these are personal effects. Let's go to football. What you really need to learn is how I'm getting my slides created, not the content. So I have my slide, I have the picture. You have to have your pictures down. The pictures or the videos or whatever you want to use to pass message. You have to have it down. It's very important. And so when you have them down, you just lift them from where they are and drop them, and they are formed. Alright?
Yes.
Then when you are speaking to your audience, you can explain the reason why that picture or that graph is there. Let's call this my random thoughts. I think I'll just go with one more slide. Okay. New slide. Choir people. So these are a group of singers whose name I will kind of like not bother to put out there.
It's not Nigeria.
No, it's not Nigeria. Okay, I think we could stop here. And let's have a final page to tell people thanks for listening. Now, I've done this thanks for listening. It looks good, but it's not good enough. Why? Because I could as well say that with my mouth. Right? So if I'm going to represent it as a slide, I want to do something catchy. Right? Let me see what I could do. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go back to what I've done before. Oh, okay, that wasn't good enough. Let me see. Very good. This is a picture. So I can do away with this.
What that?
And just come here. Okay, but here it doesn't look good enough because this white spoils that background, right? So let's see if I can do word art. Thank you. Insert word art. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I would have loved to have a picture there which would do the best job for me. But I can't be bothered going about those slides now, looking for what is not lost.
This one that you now have there's some word that I do this.
Okay, this is a video here. It's not too big a video. Let's see if I can bring it in.
That's image.
It's actually a video.
Okay.
Okay, but you can see it's working.
Bluetooth mode.
So the way it's going to play here is the same way it's going to play when I'm doing my slideshow. Let's assume that video is very important for whatever I was going to do. Okay? I wouldn't like to waste our time. Many other things here are things that I've kind of taught you before. Okay? For your word art, you have your font size, bold, superscript, subscript, case. So, this is your alignment. This is your bullets or your list. So these are things you still get to use in the tree. But I'm now picking what is specific to PowerPoint. And let's see if you can make a good story out of it at the end of the day. Pardon me. Okay, this is a very, very good PowerPoint that was made. Alright, one of the very good PowerPoint that I've made. So I'm going to put this away, not permanently, we're still going to close it up. But you just look at an idea of how a PowerPoint should look like. So this is a program that we went for, and this is like a picture. I took a picture of the flyer, an electronic picture of the flyer, and I used it as my first page, right? And that settles that picture. It's already self-explanatory. The title is Succeeding in Examination. Now, I just want you to look at, what I want you to study here is the font combination, the color combination, the use of pictures. You could, to see if you can get messages from the visual already without me even speaking. Alright? I've already taught you how to put pictures in, how to arrange them, but this is going to show you what a slide should look like. Right, let's go to the slideshow. Okay, this is the beginning. This is what I'm asked to come and present. Alright? So what do you think I'm talking about here?
Exam.
Exam. So you look at the two pictures, what are we talking about here?
Yes, you can pass all those subjects.
The second one?
We are the right side there.
Yes.
Final exam, thinking of all the subjects the person is going to attend. Physics, mathematics,
Yes.
English,
Overwhelmed. The first one is confident.
it's confident.
The second one is what? Overwhelmed. Ordinarily, you should be able to guess that from the video. Now, you can see what I'm trying to say here. Take care of God factor and preparation. So, my message from the slide, you can already know the basic points, but then I will need to explain better. Alright?
Preparation is okay. It's about preparation.
Yes, about preparation. I'm using very nice pictures, well arranged, letting you know that preparation is the key, and I wrote that in a key. Alright? And the question is, are you actually prepared? So let's go. How do I prepare?
What do I need to cover? These basic tips.
Alright.
Syllabus.
Tips. You need to cover the syllabus. Now, what is inside here is not your business actually. What's inside? What's your business is that this is giving you a mindset of a syllabus. Okay?
How
So
do I prepare?
I need to understand myself. What do I want to achieve? Do I want to be below average, satisfactory, very good, excellent, outstanding? From the pictures already, you can get where I'm going. I want you to think that you want to be outstanding, right? Okay, and I'll say always set yourself a high standard.
At least aim is being excellent. Time assessment is better than everything.
Yes. So it's better to target the sun and hit a bed than to target a bed and hit the mountain. So the message I'm trying to pass across here is being passed across visually in a very nice manner, and is also written where necessary. But when I'm using text, I'm not writing too much.
Your best brand asset is understanding yourself.
Your best brand asset is understanding yourself. So who am I? Look at that. A guy is sitting down a question mark, thinking, asking himself,
Who am I?
So what I want you to know, I'm showing you through a diagram. The diagram takes your mind to exactly what I want you to know, and it supports my very small text. But I can then do bigger explanations when I'm talking. How do I like to study? Do I like to be alone on the right hand side? Do I like to be with people? From the visual stuff is clear. What do I need to do to concentrate? How much time
Do I need?
And this is something that can play. I don't know why it's not playing here. When I did the slide, it played, so I don't know. This is also something that can play. I don't know why it's not playing here. I would have loved the animation. These are animations. This is actually a tortoise walking. This is someone firing a gun. So how do you approach exams? Do you want the quick fire approach?
Or slow and steady.
Or slow and steady. So quick fire is, since you guys are going to write examinations, quick fire is when you do not read from the beginning of the exam. It remains like 2 weeks. Then you start your massive reading. You start reading. It doesn't usually work, except you are very good. Slow and steady from the beginning of the semester, little by little. Which is the better method?
This is some paper.
That you can write the night before.
You underestimate my power.
So somebody's talking to his friend, and this is telling him this is not the kind of paper that you can write up the night before, or that you can read the night before. And the person replies, says, "You underestimate my power." Okay?
So they are tell us, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Keep calm and steady.
Evaluate your progress creatively and continually. Me against myself. I want to go for extra. I'm unsatisfied. And I keep doing that until I'm finally
Prepared.
prepared. So the idea is the pictures here, they are very nice, they are very inviting, they are saying what you want, they are colorful, they are passing the message.
Thank you.
You can see my thank you there.
It's huge.
So that's a good example of a slide. I think it covers all what we need to do. The only extra is that we've created a slide here. Let's play our own slide. I think I would like to change this thank you very much. I would like to erase it and rather use something similar to what I have here. Alright? So let's play the slide we created in this class. First and foremost, the best thing to do is to save it.
Yeah.
How do you save? Control S and write Microsoft Presentation Practical. Save. Okay, let's go for our slideshow. Pass the message I need to pass. Now look at what we've just created in the class. This is looking beautiful. At least the front page, right? It's looking beautiful. Your front page, your first page should always be catchy. Shouldn't contain much details. Should just be the introduction into what you're about to do. Alright? You'll say, okay, I want to teach you how to sleep properly. From these diagrams already, you understand what they are trying to say. So whoever is talking just need to add a few details. Okay? My random thoughts. Oh, this is what I feel about these footballers. Oh, these guys completed building within how many days?
27th December to 26th December.
That's a very short time indeed.
Sir.
Although this is not from the foundation, right?
19 days.
This is not from the foundation.
19.
But that's a lot of work within 19 days, don't you think?
Yeah. And this building is very, is large. Till down. Even though it's not the foundation, this work should be more than this.
Alright? Okay, I'll say look at my choir people who I'm well pleased with. You can see it's the same group. They've taken choir twice. They've taken pictures twice. Okay, instrument practice. Alright. Thank you. So, but that's because maybe because that slide was prepared should be many years ago, over 7 years ago now. So maybe the technology then is no longer in vogue. But I hope I've been able to show you using various examples how you can prepare your presentation packages. Now, based on what I've said, you should be able to understand the uses of presentation packages and the uses of Microsoft Word, uses of spreadsheets, Excel packages, the use of presentation package. Let's start with presentation packages. Education. I can use this to deliver a lecture. Yes. I can use it to market a product. Just think about it. I can call businessmen to a particular place and I can show them how much my business has improved through PowerPoint, through charts, to see the growth of my business. Okay, and that's it. Depicting growth. Creating resumes. A resume is like, do you know what resume means? Like your if you want to apply for a job, your CV. Have you heard of CV? What?
Your data. That's
It's the same thing as resume. Now what they are saying is that digital resumes can be formed using MS PowerPoint. Different patterns, photographs can be added to the resume. So they are talking about an uncommon type of resume now, which can just be like a presentation. Getting the point across. I think we did it. I showed you a lot of this now. With different diagrams, I'm able to pass the point to you within a split second, even without text messages, without text, without writing, even without speaking. You've gotten up to 40, 45, 50% of the information I want to pass across just by what you've seen. Time saver templates. Okay, so they are talking about PowerPoint template collection, right? For example, the one we did, the PowerPoint presentation we did now. Let me see. If you remember very well, we made use of a template that existed already. Yes or no? So that saved me the stress of creating a template by myself. Of course, it might not be too stressful, but it might also be stressful. So that's what they are talking about there. Power saver templates. Time saver templates, sorry. Breaking out of the office. Getting graphic.
very good.
Alright, let's read that. A PowerPoint slide, when you open the program, is like a big blank slate. Even if your company prefers to focus on text for its presentation, you've got a large array of graphic design options at your fingertips when you use the software. So what they are saying is this. Graphics, as I told you in some previous course, sells a lot. You can go ahead to watch a film that is no good simply because the graphic is very good. Now look at the colors here. Take a look at the color on display. That's why I've asked you to catchy. From beginning to the end. The messages are packed with pictures, colorful pictures, catchy pictures that keeps you glued, wondering what you are going to see next. Can you see that? From different ideas, from different styles, different ways, just brought them together. Look at this. This is very catchy. This is very catchy. This is very catchy. I assume it was working. This, if it were to be working, is very catchy. So, catchy picture. These are called graphics. Easy to be passed across. Okay? So, without reading so much, if we were to really text, it looks abstract. But using the practical method we've done now, you will already see the points I mentioned there. You will see a practical example of it in what we've done. You see how it can actually be applied. Okay, so that should be the end. But the way I went about it, I started from overview of application packages. Then I did a brief description of each package here, right? And I went into the slide, so into the practicals. We've not discussed the advantage of application packages and the disadvantages, the sources, the characteristic. What is advantage of application package? Sometimes when you can do something online and very quick by the clicking of mouse, you don't need to do it manually anymore. When you can use Microsoft Word to type, you don't use typewriter anymore. Because when you make a mistake on the typewriter, you cannot clean it off, can you? No. But when you make a mistake here, you can clean it off.
When you calculate with your calculator, you don't need to do it manually.
Thank you. So what they are saying here is that is a better alternative sometimes. It's better to say most times to the development of the individual. It's faster. If you just that we didn't go deep into Excel. If you went into Excel, you will see we can calculate a lot of things on Excel. You can calculate standard deviation. You can calculate mean deviation. You can calculate t-test, pi-test, all those things. The formula is already built online. Now imagine I have a large set of data. I can just, knowing the formula, I can just highlight my data, click on the formula, mean deviation, it gives me in a second. Compare that to when I'm doing that with the calculator on my home. So it is actually better, and an organization will employ me that can do it on Excel rather than you that will do it on the calculator, because what you are going to spend the best part of the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes doing, if I know my stuff, I'm going to do it within 30 seconds using Excel. Alright? So provide saving in programming costs. Now, most of the things that I'm pointing at, take example, Excel, the calculations. I can write a program to do my calculations for me, right? But when I write my program, the problem is that I have to get the logic right. You could see from the examples, the practical examples of programming you've been doing, getting the logic right is a task on its own. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's the simple things. What you have to do is the simple things. You are struggling to get the logic right. When you start dealing with the complex stuff, you understand the real hard work in programming. So when you have companies that have done this job, you don't need to go back to do them again. And usually these companies, they do them by packing together many brilliant fellows at once. And they put their head together so that if I'm doing stuff, somebody else can see a problem that I could not see. A third person can see a problem that two of us could not see. So when you have about 10 brilliant people or 10 very good people sitting down to write an algorithm or to write pseudocode, they are likely to produce something that has very little to no errors. And that is how most of these programs are created. So when they have already been created for you, it's better for you to just go and tap from what has been created than to create your own. The only way you are allowed to create your own is when you know what they've created is not good enough. I would like to finish this video in a short while so that we have space to save. Okay, provide savings in system development cost and time. You don't need to develop what has already been developed, so you save money there. It's transferable from one PC to another with ease. Alright, so I can actually install Windows, PowerPoint, Excel on multiple systems. Personal computer or laptop or desktop, they are called PCs. Personal computer. That's a very good point to note. Easy to install, cheap to acquire. Disadvantage, maintenance may be expensive. For example, if an update is made to Microsoft Word, you have to have a lot of data to download the updates, right? And those data cost money. It might be porous in terms of security, yes. Overdependence on its usage produces inefficient programmers. Now you have to balance the scale. I said that sometimes you don't need to go and develop a program on what people have already done. But to an extent, it makes you lazy. So you have to balance it as a programmer. Sometimes you need to actually sit down and do it to develop yourself as a programmer, right? And not depend on what has been done already, or otherwise your brain will not develop. So you have to have a good balance, as a programmer. It may not be compatible with some computers, which is also true. If you deal with computers very well, you want to install a software and they tell you that this this version of the software cannot be installed on this computer. Please go to so version. Common source of application package: computer manufacturer, software developer, computer software vendors. Characteristics, which is where we'll stop for this video. Stability.
Accuracy.
It must be able to stay for a period of time. Accuracy. It must produce accurate results. Before the softwares are released, there must be a group of people that came together to test it against many parameters and make sure it is accurate. It must be reliable. So now take an example when the calculations I did on Excel. When I do that sum calculation, I don't want to have any second thought in my mind whether the result is correct or not. Do you? No. You want to be sure that the stuff is correct. If it's not correct, it speaks very bad of Microsoft Excel. Yes. It shouldn't be my business, again, to punch my calculator to make sure that what the thing has computed is correct. Yes. So it must be reliable. Speed, it must definitely be faster than other means. By far. Portable. Already I can carry my laptop anywhere. That means I have a tool on my hands that I can use to do a lot of calculations, a lot of productions, and I can move it wherever I want. And lastly, storage capacity. It must not occupy too much memory space on the computer. Here we come to the end of this course. Please go through the course carefully. Find a time in an afternoon when you are not going anywhere. Find a time. Go through all the uses we did one by one. Write them down. Everything we did. Write the things we did down step by step. Yes. I could also send you a document that will help you with that, but I'm going to see if I can find. But if not, this video is good enough. Study the videos. God help you. Do the practice questions. I'll send more practice questions. Bye bye for now. Thank you for listening to me on this course. God bless you.